Hello everyone, it is Princess_Mini4 and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to be filming a week in my life on my cycle. If you guys are new here, please make sure you hit that notification bell and hit that subscribe button so you never miss a post. Okay, you guys, so today's date is April 10th, 2025. Today is day 1 of my cycle. I have been waiting for my cycle to come on, I think, for about 2 weeks now. Usually one of my first symptoms is like my nipples being very tender. And I say like very tender, like anytime I move or anything, they just hurt. Usually I'm like, okay, so my cycle should be on in about a week or so. But it decided to be a little bit late this month. I'm going to check and then come back and see how long it's been. But yeah, my cycle loves to do that. So like I had no plans really all week other than to go to my medical assisting class. And of course tomorrow we have like a long day. We have to go to the laundromat. Then we're going to go visit my cousin in a living care facility and stay there and like help clean up and just visit and stuff, you know. And then I'm supposed to go bowling tomorrow with the young women from my church. So quite naturally, my period decided to come on today. If y'all remember last year in June, my cycle was like a week and a half late and it came on the day before I had to fly to Niagara Falls. I was like, I think my period likes to do that. It likes to wait until I have something to do, then it comes on. Like it's been due for well over a week now. Like all my period apps are like, where's your period? Where's your period? And it's like, oh no, I'm not going to come on until she has to do something. But it is what it is. I am not letting this period stop me. Like I said, my period has ruined my life since I had it since I was 9 years old. So I am no longer going to allow it to ruin my life. You know, I got my portable heating pad charging. Then I also have the ones that you just put on the little, kind of like the hand warmers. If you guys want to know every single thing that I use on my cycle, make sure you watch my previous video that says my period essentials for 2025. And you'll understand what I'm saying. So that is pretty much that. But I was in class today. I've been wearing a pad for about a week and a half now because I've been waiting on my period. And if I'm staying at home, I'm not going to put a pad on. But if I'm leaving, then I'm going to put a pad on because I don't know when it's going to come on. And thank God I did because I got up this morning, been having cramps all week, like really bad cramps all week. I keep going to the bathroom like, oh, my period's got to be on and it's not on. Have been horrible cramping. And like I said, I'm not even going to say TMI. This is a video about cycle stuff. I can always tell when my cycle's going to come on, like I said, about my nipples. And then also for, I'm like really gassy before my cycle comes on. Like you could just hear my stomach going blue, 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 like all week. And they're not the best smelling, you know, when you pass gas. Like they smell really bad. That's why I'm like, okay, my period's getting ready to come on. Like I can always tell, y'all. And then obviously the cramping is the number one indicator. But I cramp pretty much all month long. So that's not really anything new. But so I sit there, I drive to class, I'm there, you know, I always go to class, go downstairs, take off my coat and stuff, then I go back upstairs, use the bathroom, no period. I'm like, okay, cool. I go downstairs, then we start doing work, you know, we start sticking each other. Then I'm like, man, these cramps are kind of like, you know, serious. So I'm like, oh, my period probably finally came on. Then I'm asked to go take a urine test. I go upstairs and I wipe and I'm on my period. But luckily there was no blood in the urine. Well, there was blood in the urine, but not like visible blood because we've been doing urinalysis and I knew my period was coming on this week. And then every time they kept testing my urine, it kept saying I had like 150 leukocytes, which I know leukocytes are white blood cells, but it's still a blood cell. And you really shouldn't have blood cells in your urine. But when you're a female and your period just ended or it's about to start, you have leukocytes in your urine. What happens? My period comes on. So that's the honest to God truth right there. Because all week I've been having leukocytes in my urine. Even last week, which is funny because last Thursday I had leukocytes in my urine and my period didn't come on for a week. That's kind of funny. But yeah, so today is day 1 of my cycle. It is what it is. I'm not really, honestly, I'm just kind of happy it's on. The only thing I have used so far today, I did use my period tea. You'll probably see me make it again, probably maybe tomorrow or maybe Saturday. But honestly, one thing I can say about that period tea, it does not work. It just doesn't work. I have been taking the tea for well over 2 weeks now and my period still came on late. The reason why I started taking this period tea was so my period can come on regular, like every 30 days, and it doesn't come on regular. And it doesn't aid in the cramps either. So To me, it's just I'm just getting some tea and I'm just hydrating myself, but it's not helping me no way, shape, or form. So I'm not going to spend that much money on it to buy it again. So that's the first thing I did this morning. Like I said, I've been taking it for 2 weeks, so it didn't make it come on. But this is the Equate Menstrual Complete, if it focuses on it. Okay. I don't know what the camera is trying to focus on. Whatever. So it's Equate Multi-System. I don't know why there's hair all over it. I had brought it to class with me because I've been bringing it to class with me all week. So I just knew my cycle was going to come on when I'm sitting in class. So it has hair from my coat all over. It's disgusting. But it has acetaminophen, which is Tylenol. It also has caffeine, pyrolumin, all this other stuff. But it's pretty much supposed to relieve cramping, bloating, fatigue, and backache and headache. So I'm trying this month instead of trying to take just regular Tylenol to see if there's a difference. One thing I can say for today being my first day, I am bleeding rather heavy. I've already had to change my pad like 4 times since it came on. So it's like, okay, which is not normal for my first day. Usually my first day, for one, my period never starts during the day. Usually my period starts first thing in the morning, overnight, or late at night, like 11 p.m. But for it to start at like 11 a.m., that's kind of abnormal for it. And like I said, I'm bleeding pretty heavy, which is also abnormal for the first day. So I don't know what that means, but like I said, every single one of my cycles are different. So here we are right now. I'm currently have on this heating pad. The cramping, they're like, I guess like a 4 out of 10 so far. But yeah, I will, I guess, update you guys when something happens. Obviously I'm doing my schoolwork. And luckily today is Thursday, so I don't have to worry about going back to school until next Tuesday, and it will be off. But I do have a busy weekend and housework's on Saturday, so I'm gonna be busy. But you know what? This period is not gonna slow me down, and I'm just gonna bring all my stuff with me. You gotta do what you gotta do, y'all. All right, you guys, good morning. It is 6:32. It is the next day. It is Thursday, April 12th, and I am on the second day of my cycle. That was a cramp just hitting. So far the cramps are not so bad. I'm bleeding really heavy, but I was bleeding really heavy yesterday as well. It's kind of weird, but I am going to be trying this out for the first time today. This is the little portable heating pad, and it's also a vibrator too, so it's gonna be kind of cool to see how that works. I'll let you guys know. When it comes to these pills right here, y'all, remember I was reading all the things that it has in it. For one, I don't know if the caffeine, look, I could not sleep last night. My heart was going dum 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 dum. Like, I know that's the normal thing that it does, but I feel like it was beating not the same like it normally does. So I was kind of like, I couldn't really fall asleep. I went to bed like 10:46 last night, and I just really couldn't fall asleep. That's my grandmama in the bathroom. So I was like, what's going on? You know, I was worried. I was like, I don't know what's happening. And then it has a diuretic in it. What does that mean? It's supposed to help with fluid retention, which is like bloating. So it makes you pee. It's like a water pill. So it's like a water pill. And so I had went to bed like 10:46, and then by like 11:20 something, I had to pee so bad. So I got up and I went to the bathroom. I was peeing for like a good 2 minutes. Like, I had the most pee I think I've ever had in my entire life. So now I'm like afraid to take it because a laundromats don't always have bathrooms. So I'm gonna try to wait. Hopefully the cramps subside till like 8:30-ish, because then by an hour we should be home and then I can go pee. But that's why I'm bringing this. I charged it all up. It doesn't even take that long to charge. I don't know if it comes with a little bit of charge, but it didn't take that long to charge. So it has a vibration button. It has 4 levels, and then also has a heat button for 4 levels. So we'll see how that works. But I will update you guys probably when I take my pills. And don't mind my voice. My voice gets deep when I'm like getting sick, I guess. I turn into a man. I don't know. But yeah, hopefully this works. But I ain't gonna lie to you, the cramps ain't too bad today. So, but yeah, and I have on my little period panties. I need to buy some more of those. So I wore those overnight. And then before I go bowling today, if it's still, I don't know, it's supposed to rain. And a lot of times they cancel things when it rains. I don't know why. which I'm not complaining because I would not mind staying home. But I'm gonna take a shower before then and put on like regular underwear. And I'm gonna use the little, what do they call those? The heating pads that are like the little, kind of like hand warmers. Because this, I feel like I don't want this on when I'm bowling, so I don't want to accidentally break it. But I will text you guys, I'm not talking about, I'll talk to you guys when I'm at the laundromat. But right now, I have no cramps. But even earlier, they were like maybe a 6 out of 10 at the worst. So, I don't know. Maybe they're not going to be so bad. We'll just have to wait and see. Alright, you guys, so it is 8:25. We are at the laundromat and it's currently raining, but that's life. So I just took my medicine because we're getting ready to fold the clothes, and then I just gotta run to the store, grab my prescription. Then hopefully I'll go home before them pills make me go pee, because that's one thing. It's the craziest thing. I was laying down getting ready to go to sleep last night, and I'll tell you, I was not laying in the bed for about 30 minutes, and all of a sudden I was like, yo, I gotta pee, right? And I was like, I'm just gonna roll over, try to go to sleep. So I'm getting up at 5:30. Nah, man, like, I don't know. But I guess if it helps, because my stomach was a little bit flatter this morning. But I don't know. But so far, I ain't gonna lie, y'all, the cramps ain't been that bad. This little thing keeps turning off though, and that is a whole bunch of men inside of there, so I don't know how I'm going to turn it back on, but it keeps turning off because I think my pants are laying up against it, and if you hold on it, the heat turns off. But yeah, so far the cramps have been like at the worst like a 6 out of 10, which is not as bad as it used to be. So maybe these pills work better, I don't know. All right, you guys, so it is now 10:40. I just finally sat down, came home, put up all the clothes, you know, just doing a whole bunch of stuff. I had to take out my tampon because that's how much I'm bleeding. I was only able to have it in, 4 hours? I think you're allowed to have it in, 6 hours? But I don't ever get that. I'm surprised. Actually, I really shouldn't have had 4. But I was so busy doing everything else. And it's like, y'all know how it is. When you use the bathroom on your cycle, you got to sit down and put a heating pad on. But this thing right here, I literally have a little bit of burns. Or just my skin is just red or irritated, whatever. And I only use it on level 1. So, yeah, that was crazy. So what I would do, like, because my grandma don't know if she wants to go to visit her cousin or not. So if we do go, I'm just going to go in there and get washed up, you know, put a bra on. I don't wear a bra to laundromat. I don't care. Put a bra on, and then I will also put an undershirt on. So it will be over top of my underwear and the undershirt, and maybe that would help. But yeah, I don't want to be having burns and stuff. So yeah, I don't know, but we'll figure it out. But I mean, it heats up really well. Like, as soon as you turn it on, it automatically gets hot. Like, it's crazy. But yeah, so far the pain has, at the worst, it was like a 7 out of 10. So it's getting bad, but it's the second day. I don't expect it. Like, I never expect to not have cramps. I never expect to not have horrible cramping either, because that's what I'm used to. I'm used to being in horrible pain and stuff. So, but I'll just keep you guys updated throughout the day. I took my pain pill at 8:30 something, so my next pain pill will be around like 4-ish. All right, you guys. I don't know what's going on with my throat, but it is now the 3rd day of my cycle. Today is Saturday, April 12th. I did not film much yesterday, but I know that I came home yesterday after going to my cousin's place, and I took a pain pill at 4 o'clock. Then I went bowling yesterday, like I mentioned, and the cramps didn't even really bother me. I wore my portable thing. Whenever I felt the cramp coming on, I just discreetly went down, pushed the button, and it doesn't stay on for long. I don't know if maybe that's the point of it. But I would like push the button, and it would stay warm for maybe like 15 minutes, and then it turns off by itself. But you know what? It was fine. Even though it was the 2nd day of my cycle, I mean, I did have tampons. I only had like maybe 3 tampons in yesterday. And they were my super tampons because I bleed a lot. I don't know if it's like my voice is, if I'm getting sick, or sometimes your voice changes when you have gastric reflux. And for the last few days, my chest tightness has been pretty bad. So I don't know if that's I don't know what's going on. But yeah, I mean, the cramps were not bad. I'm so sorry, y'all. But then I came home. I didn't get home till like well after 10. Came home, brushed my teeth, washed my face, washed under my underarms. Then I came and I sat down and I chilled. I can't even talk. I literally can't talk. This is crazy. Whatever. Then I took another pain pill at 11 p.m. Then I went to sleep. And how did I sleep last night? Not the best. I woke up at 1 o'clock to go pee. I woke up again at 7 o'clock to go pee. I don't know if that's because of the pain pills or because I just had to drink my water later because I was out bowling. So I ended up like drinking like a good amount of water on my way home from bowling. So it could have been that as well. I don't know. But then I got up this morning at 9:30. I was able to sleep until 9:30. And because today's cleanup day, so I don't want to sleep in too late. And I don't really know if my uncle's coming over or not. And like I said, it's hard to clean up when you have company over. So, you know, so I kind of, I brushed my teeth, washed my face. The cramps were really bad this morning. They were like, I would say up to a 7 out of 10. But think about it. I took a pain pill at 11 o'clock last night. I didn't take another pain pill till 10 o'clock this morning. That's almost 12 hours with no pain meds. So I'm not like expecting to not be in pain, and I'm bleeding quite heavy, but it's my 3rd day of my cycle. So I'm not complaining. So I'm sitting here. Y'all seen the clip before this, but I was reading my Bible, have this on. I just turned it off because I'm getting ready to go wake up my grandmother. She's going to be hot because I'm waking her up at 11, which I usually wake her up at 10:30. But I'm going to be like, look, I was cramping and I wanted to read my Bible first. And I just wanted these cramps to subside. Right now I'm having no cramps, So I think the pain pill has taken enough time to work in. So I'm going to go use the bathroom, change my pad, put in a tampon. Then I'm going to wake her up. Then I should be able to clean up the house. I will put on my portable thing. So whenever I start having a cramp, I'll just click the little vibrator button or the little heat button. Because like I said, I'm tired of letting my period rule my life. So I'm still going to clean up today. I'm still going to live my life. It's just, it is what it is. I'll just deal with the cramping. But I had a great time bowling. And it, like I said, my cramps did not stop me. And I don't even think they knew I was on my period. I don't even think they knew I was wearing that little thing. They probably just thought that my stomach was a little bit big, or just my pants were poking out a little bit. Because my grandma was like, why are you wearing that? They gonna see that. And I'm like, we're all females. I don't care. Like, I like said, y'all wanted me to come bowling, which I'm very happy and blessed about that. But my period decided to show up. So I need to do what I need to do. So I will kind of update you guys throughout the day. But yeah, that's pretty much how it happened. I slept good for the most part, but it's just like, I don't know. I just kept waking up and having to go pee. Then I didn't really have many cramps overnight. But what I can say, I think those pain pills do work really well. They do kind of give me the same side effects that the oxycodone does. Like right now, I feel like I'm high. Like I feel like I smoked some weed or something, I don't really know what's up with that, but I know, like I said, I had weight loss surgery, so pills affect me differently than they affect anyone else. But also yesterday when I got up and went to the laundromat, I didn't take any pain pills and my cramps were like pretty much at bay. So I just feel like, I don't know. Like I said, every period is different. Some periods I feel like 10 out of 10 cramping. Today it was 7 out of 10 already. But like I said, I will keep you guys updated. And yeah, my next pain pill is not till 4, and then the next one will be at 10 because I will be going to bed tonight at 11 because I got to get up 6 a.m. tomorrow for church. But yeah, we are going to clean up this house regardless of these cramps. All right, you guys, so it is going on 4 o'clock. Cleanup day is done. But I'm about to take my next dose of pain pills at 4 o'clock. I'm not really cramping too much now. But the thing is like sometimes you just have to keep taking them around the clock to avoid cramps. So I'm just gonna take my next dose at 4. Well, actually it's not gonna be at 4 when my alarm goes off. Unfortunately, I may just have to break the rule and just take them at 4 because I don't like taking them too close to bedtime like I've mentioned before. So I don't want to have to take it at like 10:30 tonight because then I'll be getting no sleep all night again, which I probably won't anyway. But yeah, but I will let you know when everything happens. Cleanup day didn't go too bad. I did have to sit down at one point because the cramps were getting a little bit bad, even with my portable thing on. So I just kind of sat down here for a little bit, waited till it subsided, and then got back to cleaning up. So, you know. All right, you guys, it's 11:10 p.m. I'm getting ready to go to bed because I gotta get up early for church. Took a pain pill around 4, then I just took one at 10:30. This is annoying. What was I gonna say? Yeah, so I took out my tampon around 3 p.m. I think, when I was getting washed up. And ever since then, I just really haven't been bleeding much at all. Like, now it's just doing the brown discharge like it does when it's going off. So I'm not really sure because today's the 3rd day. And I really haven't had any cramping. But like I said, I'm still taking the pain pills around the clock because I don't want to not take them and then wake up and have horrible cramping. So I don't know what's happening, but so far I'm not really bleeding at all. I'm still wearing a pad, obviously. And I'm just like kind of confused. Like, I don't know. But I will update you guys tomorrow morning before I go to church. All right, you guys, it is the next day. So this is day 4 of my cycle. I had stopped bleeding yesterday, like I said, around like maybe 5 o'clock. Didn't bleed at all up until I went to church. Like, literally, I'm in church, and then I went to the bathroom because usually right after I eat breakfast, I use the bathroom. And this happened to me before. It likes to do that. It likes to, hold on, this TV is so loud. Like, I don't understand. But it likes to do that whenever I have to go to church. I'm telling you, my period is really like contingent on my life. So if I didn't have to go to church today, it probably wouldn't have bled all day. But the fact that I went to church, which I already knew it, so I'm not dumb. I still keep the pad on, and then I had a tampon with me, and I get to church and I'm using the bathroom and I start bleeding. So I, had to change my pad, and I just put the tampon right in and just kept it moving because I knew it was going to do it, But I don't even know why it does that. Like, why does it stop on the 3rd day? And then just, because what usually happens, and you just keep watching, usually when it stops on the 3rd day and stops bleeding, then it ends up being 7, 8, 9 days versus it just being 5 days. I'd rather you just bleed 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 days instead of having to be 9 days now. So we'll see. Maybe it'll still end tomorrow, but it's probably not going to end until like Wednesday now, since it decided to stop yesterday. But I'm not having any cramps, but it's still just annoying that it does that. So whatever. But I have a tampon in right now. I guess we'll just see the next time I go use the bathroom. But I'm home now and I ain't got nowhere else to go. So usually when I'm home and I don't have anywhere else to go, I don't put in tampons. So we'll just see how the flow is, and I'll just update you guys. Because what time did I take that pill this morning? Like 6:30. So I don't know if I'm going to take another pill because I'm not having cramps, and I may just not take any more pills at all this cycle because, yeah. But I'll just, just keep watching. I'll let y'all know. All right, you guys. So it is like 12:05. It's technically day 5, but I took me a pain pill like 6:30 a.m. yesterday. And I already mentioned how when I got to church, then I started bleeding again, which I knew that was going to happen. I've been bleeding off and on all day. I haven't had to take any more pain pills since then. So, pretty much we're almost done. Then I go and I take a shower, wash my hair, and then I just went to the bathroom. That's why y'all heard the toilet. And I'm bleeding again. So I've been bleeding off and on. Now I'm bleeding again. I'm like, okay, cool. It is what it is. So usually when it stops, like I said, on the 3rd day, it usually is longer. So I have a feeling I'm gonna be wearing girl underwear all week again and a pad, but just keep watching. So I'm getting ready to go to bed, hopefully tomorrow when I wake up, or probably in the middle of the night when I wake up to use the bathroom. The bleeding has stopped again, but it is what it is. I just got my little deodorizing wipes, and tomorrow before I leave out the house, I'll just wash up down there because I'll have to, because the blood goes everywhere. So yeah, I'm not gonna put a tampon in and go to sleep because it's not bleeding that heavy. But yeah. All right, you guys, it is the next day. It is day 5 of my cycle. I'm here doing schoolwork. That's all I do. Hold on. But yeah, so I woke up around like 5 a.m. to go use the bathroom. I did not get much sleep last night because y'all know I still sleep with my grandma, and she didn't get to sleep and she's coughing and carrying on. So yeah, I slept up until 5 though, but since from 5 to 8:30 I didn't really get sleep. Yeah. Then I'm trying to think. Then I woke up and I was bleeding rather heavy, like, I don't know. So it wasn't like heavy, so it's like not normal for my 5th day. Because you know when you get up, you have to lay in the bed for a few hours, and then by the time you make it to the bathroom and you sit down, it just starts to drip into the toilet. That's what was happening. And I'm like, today's the 5th day. I shouldn't be bleeding at all, really. But since it decided to stop on the 3rd day, for those like, it stopped for a good like maybe 12 hours. It stopped on the 3rd day. So now it's like making up for those 12 hours today, I guess. It's annoying. So I just sat there, I put a tampon in. I was like, I don't got time for this. I don't usually put a tampon in when I'm at home, but it's like I just took a shower last night. I don't, when you know you sit down in it and it's, no. So I just put a tampon in. I'm having no cramping, so I'm not going to take a pain pill because there's really no reason to. And plus I want to get a coffee today. And since those pain pills have caffeine, I don't want to have like excess caffeine. So yeah. I'm not really having any pain, just bleeding a little bit. I mean, I've had the tampon in for maybe about an hour or 2 now, so it's probably slowed up now. But I'll just probably talk to you guys tonight. I guess until it's finally done, I'll talk to you guys in the morning and at night. Or unless something happens in the middle of the day. Alright, you guys. So it is, I got my mouth guard in. It's going on 11 p.m. The last time I filmed, I had put in a tampon because I started bleeding. Then, oh my god, hold on, y'all. Then we left around like, let's just say like 3:15. So I had taken it out prior because I had to go number 2, so to take out my tampon. Then I got washed up, put in another tampon because I was still bleeding significantly enough. So we went out, came back around like 6:15. I took it out and I have not bled since. It's just been the brown stuff. So I will probably end this video off tomorrow. No cramping, and I've only have to change my pad maybe once or twice, but it should be the last day, so I should be completely done. But like I said, I will end this video off tomorrow, and we'll see. Hopefully I don't have to wear a pad on Wednesday, but we'll see. All right, you guys, so we are now winding down. Pretty much today I have not bled at all today. I pretty much haven't bled since yesterday, so yesterday was my last day. And I'm just, you know, having the regular discharge, you know. And earlier when I was in class and I had to go do a urine sample, it was like a whole bunch of it all over my pad. Then I came home and changed it, and ever since I came home and changed it, nothing else has come out, only when I wipe. So my period is pretty much over, y'all. Whatever this cough is isn't over yet though. But what was I gonna say? Yeah, probably by the time y'all see this video, I would have had another period. But one thing I'm going to do as soon as I finish my work, I am going to email my GYN and I'm going to say to her, like, you know, I took some time, I did some research, so I want to go ahead and do the laparoscopy or scopy, however you want to say it. And then if I do have endometriosis, then I'll take one of those medications. But those medications just have a lot of, and I know if you're like, what medication are you talking about? Y'all need to go and watch my essentials, my period essentials for 2025. I did a little update on my situation with my uterus. So they gave me these two options for some medication to take for endometriosis. She said you can either, you know, take it now, even though we don't know if you have endometriosis, and if your pain goes away, then cool. If not, we'll find something else. But it just has like a lot of negative side effects, like the depressive thoughts and suicidal thoughts. I don't want that. And then the bone density, like you start losing your bone density. I'm like, I'm 23. So I'm like, okay, you know, if I go ahead, you know, if we do the laparoscopy and that's what I have, then we can go ahead with the medication. But if I don't have it, then I'll probably look for some sort of birth control, just specific birth control pills that weight gain is not an issue, other than like water weight. Water weight don't bother me. Because when I had when I had birth control back in the day, I gained like 50 pounds. That's not water weight. That's from the pills making me hungry and making me ravenous. And I just never stopped eating. Like I could eat. And I did. I gained 50 pounds on birth control. So I don't want that. I have no problem with birth control. It's just that. And obviously I don't want no IUD or nothing. I'm tired of stuff going up in there that don't hurt so bad. So we'll figure it out. I know it's like, oh, why are you going to contact her when your period wasn't that bad? It was this period. The period of April of 2024 was not bad. 2025 was not bad. But the one in May could be 10 times worse. Like I said, every single period is different. Some periods are like this. It was a breeze. Like I was living life and doing things. I didn't even know I was on my period half the time. But periods like I had in March are horrible. So it just kind of depends on, I don't know what it depends on. But this period was good. The next period may be worse. Or it could be the one where it actually kills me. And I just don't want to keep waiting around for that. So, yeah. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Please make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Turn on the notification bell to know when I post. And share the video with your friends. And I will see you guys in my next video. Bye, guys. Love you.